The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros: should Devin Haney have an immediate rematch with Ryan Garcia? Dollar Bill, what do you say?
Get back. Get the
You should
Listen,
get back. Huh?
I really do. Like I was saying, this remind me, of the Roberto Duran and Ray Leonard situation. With he got into his head. He got into Devin's head. Got Devin thinking that he was something that he wasn't. He got in there thinking that he was a puncher. He was sitting there saying ridiculous things like, "I bet you won't meet me in the center of the ring. You're not the puncher." You know what I'm saying? You're not the puncher, but I'm saying he got into his head so much it made him think. And then like you said before, yeah, go ahead, my brother.
One quick thing, because when you say he said like, "I bet you won't beat me in the center of the ring," Ryan was like, "What? Like, why wouldn't I?" Like Ryan's reaction to it was like, "How does that benefit you?" Like Ryan was even crazy. Ryan was like,
he ended up sounding crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now they was doing clips of how Ryan was sounding crazy. They got to do clips of how Devin was sounding crazy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't never like you acting like you don't spar people. That's why he had people in his head. He got people in his ear. This whole thing with Regis Programs gave him a false security of who he really is. He started thinking that he was TC. That's who he was talking about fighting. He was talking about, oh, going up to 148 fighting these guys. It really got to his head. He forgot who he is. Yeah. And just like that, I mean, he could prove that he was great, just like Ray did against Duran. If he could get back in there and then fight like how he's supposed to fight, you know what I'm saying? Or this could be a situation where history, like I like to call myself the self-proclaimed boxing historian, reminds me of Sugar Shane Mosley and Vernon Forrest, where they fought each other back in the days, you know what I'm saying? And Vernon always had his number. This could just be a thing. Ryan just has his number. Go ahead, my brother.
Sergio Mora with Vernon Forrest at one time.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so he has his number. He has his number. Maybe it could be that, Then we look at it like this. Ryan Garcia. Listen, I gotta apologize to Ryan. You know what I'm saying? Because Ryan showed that he did belong in there with Devin. I said it. And I told one of our boxing bros, Alex, I told him we was sitting there kicking it in the joints. I was telling him, man, listen, I didn't like this fight, man. I think that these champions should be fighting champions. You know what I'm saying? But no, Ryan said he belongs there. And he was always saying that Devin's not that dude. He was getting in Devin's head. Devin's doing things like trying to push Ryan in the neck and everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was a punch or a push. I don't know what he tried to do to Ryan. You know what I'm saying? He got Devin. So hopefully, maybe Devin can show that he's great. Because all the greats who ever lost, they have revenged their loss. When given the opportunity, they have revenged their loss. And just like I brought up AJ. AJ showed me a lot when he came back after being clowned and after being knocked down and beaten by Ruiz. He came back and he showed that, that heart, and he boxed right and he got the victory. Say if Devin can go back to being himself and get disciplined and go in there and see what he can do, I would love to see it.
Yeah. I hate to be the negative person on the bench. But I think you were right when you said sometimes people have your number, right? Yeah. Amateur boxing is amateur boxing. You only 3-4 rounds. You fight, it goes to the judges. But in the pro ranks, it's different. Smaller gloves, everything. Yo, there's nothing I saw last night. It just reminds me of like when TC fought Earl. And going into it, you felt like Earl may have, and then after watching it, you were just like, yo, I can't see how Earl Spence can beat Terrence Bud Crawford. And Earl Spence himself couldn't see how he could beat Terrence Bud Crawford because he straight swerved that rematch that he had the right to, that Terrence Bud Crawford was willing to give him. But anyways, I'm telling you, I watched this fight. And if I look at who could improve, can Devin improve? Possibly. He can stay away from Ryan. He can play the, hit, not get hit, pot shot game. But to me, Ryan's footwork and his feet are fast enough to corner Devin and force him into a firefight. And that's what pressure fighters do. And once Devin has to open up to defend himself, Ryan is faster than Devin. Watch the replays again. It's all Ryan just beating Devin to the punch. Like, watch the left hooks he landed. Like, it's Ryan beating Devin to the punch and not beating Devin to the punch with a slap and left hook. Like, beating Devin to the punch with a perfectly placed, turned over, torque, vicious type left hook. And even when he glanced one time because they were throwing it together, and he kind of like caught a glancing shot on a temple, he still wobbled Devin. To me, that's not going to change. Devin's not going to magically get faster than Ryan Garcia. He's not going to magically get more powerful than Ryan Garcia. Maybe at best, he has a little bit more energy if they meet at a catch weight because he doesn't have to drain himself or whatever. But to me, they get in the ring, he's like, he dropped them 3 times. Harvey Dark saved the man. You understand? Like,
Harvey had money on the fight.
Yeah, like Harvey was like, at least got to go the distance. I don't know. I'm not saying he can't turn it around, Bill. Anything's possible. But for me, I just think Devin is too chinny. And I'm going to point out.
You're giving me, I don't mean to cut you off, but you're giving me those vibes like he's going to come in there like timid, like how Roy was in that third fight with Tarver.
Yeah.
He's going to come in there with how he was in that third fight with Tarver, very timid.
I'm going to tell you something, bro, that people, like, I broke this down before when I was speaking, when I gave like my prediction for the fight. Everyone has a certain amount of punches in them, a certain amount of damage they can take. And every time you're in training camp and every time you're sparring, that's taken from you too. That's why no one goes in the fight 100%. You got to look at Devin the Dream Haney. Since he was 15, 16, 17, his dad had him in gym wars with guys like Gervonta Tank Davis at 16, bro. Like, we saw a clip. We all know Gervonta Tank Davis is one of the baddest punchers in his weight division. And we saw clips of Devin Haney sparring that man and getting rocked by that man at 16. You think that was good for his equilibrium? You think that was good for his cranium? You think that was good for a 16-year-old? Then we know he got sparring wars with Teofimo Lopez. We know he got in sparring wars with Rolly. I mean, don't get twisted. Rolly's not the best fighter, but Rolly got power. Like, you can't take that away from Rolly. So, to me, it's these gym war sparring sessions these dudes are bragging about that may have taken away Devin's punch resistance. Like, let a 16-year-old develop. Let a 16-year-old be in there. You could give him work every now and then, but it was like their whole thing was like, look at how good Devin is at 16. He going to spar Tank. Like I said, when they showed a video of Tank rocking Dev, and I'm like, why would you want to give Tank credit for that? He's rocking a 16-year-old. Devin shouldn't even be in the ring with the dude.
Yeah, same thing Broner said. Broner said he stepped in. He was like, yo, if something had to happen, he's too, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Said the same thing.
Yep. You know this and I know this. And this is the problem Devin's facing. Once you get knocked out in boxing, or once you get rocked like he got rocked in boxing, it's easier for you to get knocked out again. It's easier for you to get rocked. Like, your punch resistance starts to fade. Think of like a Dillian White, for example. So to me, I personally just feel like Devin's chinny, and I feel like Devin's chinny not because of the punishment he's taken in the ring. I think Devin's chinny because of all the sparring wars he got into as a youngster. Like, he was taking all this damage in gym wars from some of the hardest punchers in the game. Like, we don't know. Like, we know a lot about Devin's sparring sessions, but how many times has he been rocked in sparring? How many times has he probably been hurt or dropped in sparring? As a 16-year-old. So now you see him in this ring and you see what he's going through. So I just feel like, I just think that Ryan Garcia is a bad matchup for Devin based on his attributes. It doesn't mean that Devin can't go on to rack up some big wins because, you hear me talking about it, and we'll get into it in a later session. There are other fighters out there, but I don't think that they don't have the speed of Ryan, but they may have other things that are trouble Devin. But I just think Ryan's speed and power is a bad lethal combination for Devin. On top of the fact that Devin can't weight bully Ryan, he's not going to be bigger than Ryan, which is an advantage he's used to having. So he's in trouble with Ryan. So I do agree with you. If he wants to have the immediate rematch, have the immediate rematch. But I just don't see the outcome changing based on what I saw. But that's why you have the fights, right? Maybe Devin is nice enough to turn it around. And if he does that, I'll come here and I'll give him his credit. But as of right now, I'm rolling with Ryan.
Yeah, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can run the victory, man.
He better. He better run. That's his best chance.
He better give us one of those Shakur Stevensons. I'm trying to tell you.
He better fight like Jermaine Ortiz did Tio. I'm telling you.
Let us know how y'all feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. That's Caden. I'm the Commissioner Trill Dollar Bill. It's G forever. We the Boxing Bros.